Hey, God bless you, everybody. I'm not going to be before you too long. I just want to tell you about this dream that I had. So, in a dream, I was somewhere cold. I don't know what state or whatever, but it was just somewhere very cold and there was snow on the ground. And I heard our leader say, and that's what he will be known by in this message. But I heard our leader say, "You guys, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job, and everything will be back in order soon. They're working very hard." And what he was referring to was there was snow. I guess there were like snow plows or bulldozers that were cleaning up an avalanche. It was an avalanche of of some sort. And I'm standing there in the midst of this and I'm hearing all this. And then all of a sudden these people, just random people, they start to come out of wherever they were at. And it was just made known to me that, they were just coming out from having a party. But when they came out, the people were dressed like it was summertime. They were dressed in like bikinis, shorts, tank tops or no top at all. And they were just out, walking on the snow. And then when they walked, they were like in a single file line, and then they were like out of my sight. But I could hear someone saying, okay, you need a coat. Okay, who needs a coat? Who needs shoes? Who needs socks? That sort of thing. And I'm thinking in the dream, I'm thinking, oh, this is good. At least they're getting what they need, And then I look over at this one boy and I look at him, and in real life, I know who this boy is. And I look at him and he has on these glasses, these real thick glasses. And he's still dressed like it's summertime. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, please, somebody ask him if he need a coat. I don't like to see people out cold. I never, like to see that. And then I'm hearing there's a voice that just says, King of Democracy. And I say to myself, well, that's an oxymoron. How could you be a king? How could you be the king of democracy? Those two things don't go together. So I wake up. So I'm going to interpret this dream and tell you what it means. So there is an avalanche of sorts ready to happen. Meaning there is something that's just not going to hold. What happens when you have an avalanche is that there's just nothing underneath. There's nothing stable, and it just all comes apart. So there is something that is going to collapse, something that's just not going to hold anymore, and it's just all going to fall apart. Okay? And the people that were having a party and they came out and they weren't dressed appropriately, it's because that signifies that people are not discerning the time that we're in. They're not discerning it. They're just going on with life. It's like we're in winter, but yet you still acting like it's summertime, spiritually speaking. Because I'm not talking about physical seasons. We're talking about the spiritual season that we're in. So you may have your own personal season that you're in. But then as a whole, the country that you live in, there is a season as a whole that we may be in. And so we're heading into winter there's a collapse about to happen, and people should be able to see the collapse or see that this is building. Things are building to a certain point. We should be able to see that, but people are not seeing it, and they're blind. This is why the boy in the dream had these thick, glasses, real thick, because he needed corrective lenses to be able to see, and it's still not working. People are blind or choosing to be blind to what's going on. And I don't really need to interpret what king of democracy means. It's an oxymoron. You can't be a king and you can't be a king and you can't have democracy at the same time. It's just not going to happen. Either one is going to be what it is, or it's going to be the other. Either you're going to be a king or you're going to have democracy. It's one or the other. But you can't be the king of democracy. So y'all can take whatever you want from that. I'm not the type to put on political stuff or talk about political things. I'm just telling you what I saw. And again, God doesn't show me things so we can run around scared. But he showed me things so that you could be prepared. And you need to, just in general, you need to not be blind. Some people want to turn a blind eye to things. We don't want to see things. We don't want to hear it. It's like, you want to be that bird that puts its head in the sand and just be like, la 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 la, it's not happening, I don't hear it, I don't see it. But no, sometimes we need to face things and we need to see it and we need to be prepared. That way, you're not one of the ones that stuck out in the cold, that stuck outside in the cold, unprepared, without a coat or shoes in the wintertime. So be prepared for whatever it is that's coming. All right. God bless you. I love you. And until we meet again.